Hello everyone, Giltar here with part 2 of my review of the Revoltech Super Valkyrie VF-1J action figure. As you can see, it is now equipped with the super parts. So you have 2 leg armor thruster components, 2 backpack thruster components, a pair of arm missile pods that attach to the bottom of the forearms, and then 4 missile pods that attach just under the wings, so 2 for each wing. It also comes with 7 hands in total. Right now I've switched out the hand so that it has a grip trigger finger hand in its left hand, and then sort of a salute or chopping motion position right hand. In addition to that, it has the right trigger finger grip hand that you saw earlier in the part 1 of the review right here. 2 closed fist hands, they're just for punch, I guess, positions or whatever. And then 2 open hands, which I really like. These sculpting on the open hands are very nice, very Valkyrie-ish, nice and chunky, nothing too dainty, and really nice detailing. It also comes with, for the stand itself comes with it, but also this extra accessory for the stand. I'm not sure exactly what it's for. Has a port here and a peg on top. I'll probably figure that out, or if somebody does know what that's for, please let me know. There's a 3-peg component, 2 larger pegs on the sides and 1 smaller peg on the bottom. I don't know exactly what that's for as well. I don't know if it's an extension for something else maybe. Oh yeah, I'll just show off the attachment for the stand here. It actually connects to the VF-1J via revolver joint. I'll just put that there. This revolver joint here, so it also has ratcheting capability, so it's very nice for keeping the Valkyrie in a fixed pose while it's on the stand. So that's nice too. And while I have the Valkyrie on the table, I'll compare it with the 1:144 scale RX-72 or RX-782 rather. So the Valkyrie itself is about 4.5 inches when standing, and then maybe 5 inches with the tops of the boosters. And then we have the 1:100 scale RX-782 here beside it, so quite a bit taller overall. And that's it for accessories and the stand itself. I guess I'll move on to my sort of pros and cons list right now. The cons are what I'll start off with. First con, and to me the most significant con, is the fact that while the revolver joints are great for the points I mentioned earlier, like the durability, the ability to also keep fixed positions very well, it can support some weight, it also gets in the way with posability. It doesn't allow fine posability, because the problem with ratchet joints is that you can only keep them in a certain position. There's no in between, so you either have your leg extended like this, or one of the several points of position for every ratchet. You can't have points of positioning in between each ratchet point. So it's not a big deal for most people, but I know some of you guys out there might have more specific demands and needs for your posing of your action figures, so ratchet joints can get in the way of that. So that's the first con. The second con is the fact that this is an action figure that doesn't transform. It's a Valkyrie based on that mecha design, and it doesn't transform. So for some people, you're not going to mind it. You just really want it for the Batroid mode, the humanoid mode. But some other people, more die-hard Macross fans, might also want the ability to go into Gerwalk and also flight mode, into the jet mode. So that's another issue with it. It's just not transformable. But we are getting a Revoltech line of transformable Valkyrie action figures very soon, or if they're not out yet already, so that issue's been remedied. Another issue with the figure is that the ball joints, the revolver joints, when they are exposed, like at the elbows and at the shoulders, they can be obtrusive. They do sort of stick out like a sore thumb. So in the otherwise really nice looking, Shoji Kawamori Valkyrie design, we've got these sort of huge ball joints just stuck at the elbow and shoulder. So some people might be put off by that obtrusive element in design of the action figure. I don't mind it. Overall, I think all the details really make up for those 4 ball joints that you can see there. So that's not a serious problem for me. But I just want to put that out there. Let's see, what other cons are there for this action figure? Oh yeah, one final one is that the certain ports on this action figure don't fit pegs well. For example, the revolver joint for the stand, when you first try to insert it into the circular port, you have to really work at it because the port's too small. I don't know if there's an issue with the molding or if it's my specific VF-1J that has that problem, but that's a problem because it's a lot of work just to get it to fit. The same thing goes with the pegs and ports on the backpack thrusters. This thruster, actually, the peg for it actually snapped out and broke when I first bought the figure. So it was just too tight fitting. It snapped off, and I really tried to be careful because I knew it was tight. So, despite my effort, it still broke. However, the ports and pegs for the leg armor, missile pods on the wings, and missile pods on the arms were all a great, perfect fit. Not too loose, not too tight, so they were good despite the issues with the other pegs and ports. So those are the cons for this action figure. I'll go with the pros now, or the good points. First and foremost, really great detailing. Fine grooves for panel lines, nice work on the paints and color. The accessories and the weapons are also finely detailed, so it's all very nice to see that. Excellent accessories. You're not getting a lot in terms of different accessories, but you get sort of the full super mode parts. You have a whole bunch of hands to use and the gun pod, so it's all very nicely equipped for an action figure. You're getting a nice bundle. Obviously, it's very posable, like you saw in part 1. You can essentially fold it up into a little ball almost. So the posability, despite the issues with the ratchet joints not allowing finer positioning, the articulation overall is exceptional in my opinion. And again, I really have to mention again, I really appreciate and admire the innovation behind the revolver joint. Just the combining of a ball joint or a ball peg and ratchet joint all in one is very, very interesting. And I don't really think I've heard of any other joint technology used for action figures. If somebody knows of a similar or another really interesting type of joint design, please let me know. Leave a comment or send me a private message, because I'd really like to find out more about something like that. But as far as I can see, the revolver joint technology is pretty specific to Revoltech, and again, I haven't heard of any other sort of innovations in joints in action figures aside from this. So another thing is that the price point is not too bad. Considering of what you're getting, I think Revoltech figures are between maybe anywhere from like $10 to maybe almost $30, which isn't too bad. It has a nice range of pricing. When you compare it to something like Robot Damashi, which is kind of like, I would say, the strongest competition for Revoltech. Robot Damashi action figures are, on normal pricing like $20 to $30, if not more. So they're pretty expensive. So, I mean, this is a really great alternative. It is something that came out before Robot Damashi, and despite the VF-1J here being a few years old, I think it's still available on the aftermarket. It has been discontinued, so that you won't normally see this listed in product listings in stores, but you might hopefully find one online or at a local hobby or foreign, action figure import store or whatever it is that you have. I definitely recommend it. Despite the flaws, it is a really good action figure. Definitely worth every penny. I bought it for around $15 to $20 in that range a couple of years ago. So it still holds up, in my opinion, as an action figure after a couple of years and after something newer like Robot Damashi. But again, please keep in mind those issues it has, like the ratchet points limiting some mobility, or posability rather, and the fact that this is a Valkyrie action figure that can't transform. That will put off some people, because it does look very nice, and it's kind of a shame it doesn't transform. But again, we are getting a new line of Valkyries from Revoltech that can transform. So that's been my review of the Revoltech Super Valkyrie VF-1J action figure. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you haven't bought it yet and you do want to buy it, hopefully this will help you finalize your decision whether or not you want to invest some money in this action figure. So thanks again for watching, and until next time.